All right, let's talk about something that so many people struggle with, turning trading from this chaotic, stressful gamble into an actual profitable business. Because yes, it can be done, and today we're going to lay out the exact blueprint.
So be honest with yourself for a second. Does your trading feel like a trip to the casino? You're glued to the screen, your heart's pounding with every little price tick, and you're basically just hoping and praying that you guessed the right direction? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely in the right place. We're gonna fix that. First up, we need to really understand the problem. This cycle that so many traders get stuck in. I like to call it the trader's trap, and it's a nasty one. I mean, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? It's a tale of two completely different worlds. On the left, you've got the amateur. They're chasing that adrenaline rush, they're guessing, they're letting fear and greed make every single decision. And on the right, that's the professional. They're just waiting for their specific setup, executing their plan, and following a process. It's boring and it's profitable. Which one sounds more like you right now? Our entire goal here is to drag you, kicking and screaming if we have to, over to that right-hand column for good.
So, how do we actually do that? How do we make the switch? Well, the biggest change you have to make has nothing to do with your charts or your indicators. Nope, it's all in your head. It's about a complete and total shift in your mindset.
And here is the secret sauce. This is the core mathematical engine behind every single successful trader. It's called positive expectation. And here's what it means in plain English. You don't have to be right all the time. You don't even have to win more than you lose. Seriously, as long as your winning trades, on average, are bigger than your losing trades, you are mathematically guaranteed to make money over time. It's just like a casino. The house doesn't win every hand, but they know their edge will pay out in the long run. This is your edge.
And this right here is the mantra that makes it all work. You need to burn this into your brain. Your job is not to be a fortune teller. You don't need to predict where the market is going. Your only job is to flawlessly execute your plan when your specific setup appears on the chart. That's it. You get paid for discipline, not for being a psychic.
Okay, so that's the big picture philosophy. But what does it look like in practice? Well, the good news is we can boil this entire business model down to a super simple blueprint that could literally fit on one page. It all comes down to these three pillars. That's the whole game. First, you read the map. You figure out the general direction of the market. Second, you wait for your signal, that one specific entry trigger you've decided on. And third, and this is maybe the most important, you protect the business with rock-solid, non-negotiable risk rules. So step one is like a pilot's pre-flight checklist. Before you even think about putting on a trade, you zoom out to a higher time frame, like the 1-hour chart, and you ask these dead simple questions. Is the trend obvious? Are we at an important price level? Is there enough space for the trade to actually make a profit? And are there any big news events that could blow up my plan? If you get a no to even one of these, guess what? You don't trade. You just walk away. This habit alone will save you from so much pain.
Okay, so your high time frame map says go. Now what? Now you wait. You wait for your one repeatable signal. And you really only need one. Forget about having 10 different indicators flashing at you. Master something simple, like a classic break and retest pattern, or a big, powerful, engulfing candle that shows you who's in control. Just pick one of these, become an expert at spotting it, and that's your edge.
All right, now we get to the rules, the part that actually turns this from a hobby into a business. Rule number 1, your minimum risk to reward ratio. This means for every single dollar you're willing to lose, the trade must have the potential to make you at least $2. If the math isn't there, you don't take the trade. Period. No exceptions. It's not worth your time or your capital. And here's your ultimate shield, your insurance policy. You never, ever risk more than 1% of your total account balance on any one trade. This is the rule that keeps you in the game. It means that a losing streak, and trust me, they will happen, is just a minor drawdown, a normal cost of doing business. It's not a disaster that blows up your account.
And finally, this is your personal circuit breaker. If you have 2 losing trades in a row, you are done for the day. You shut down the computer, you close the charts, and you go do something else. This rule single-handedly prevents that destructive revenge trading, where you try to win your money back and end up digging an even deeper hole. It protects you from yourself.
So we've got the mindset, we've got the one-page blueprint, but a plan is totally useless if you don't actually follow it. So how do we make this a habit? We build it into a daily process. We build a profit engine that runs on discipline, not luck. And you know what? A professional trading day is actually kind of boring. This is what it looks like. You spend maybe 20 minutes before you start just marking your levels and figuring out your bias. Then, during the session, your main job is just waiting patiently for only the best setups. And after you're done, you take 10 minutes to journal. See how little time is actually spent frantically clicking buttons? It's all about preparation and review.
And that review, at the end of the day, that's where the magic really happens. The single most important question you can ask yourself isn't, did I make money? No. It's, did I follow my plan? I'm serious about this. A trade that made you money but broke all your rules, that was a failure. But a trade where you lost a little bit of money but followed every single rule perfectly, that was a huge success.
Your journal shouldn't be a diary where you write about your feelings. It's a performance tool. It's as simple as these questions here. A simple yes or no. Was my entry good? Did I stick to my risk rules? What was I feeling? Being brutally honest with yourself here, every single day, is what builds the mental muscle of discipline. It's how you turn your mistakes into a sharper edge.
So, when you actually put all of this together, the professional mindset, the simple blueprint, and that disciplined daily process, your entire relationship with the market begins to change. And this is the beautiful destination we've been working towards. When you're running a system that has a statistical edge and you are relentlessly protecting your capital, profit stops being something you cross your fingers and hope for. It just becomes a natural mathematical result of your disciplined actions over a large series of trades. So let's end with this. These are the commandments. I want you to print these out, tape them to your monitor, whatever you have to do. These are the non-negotiable laws of your new trading business. They are designed for one thing and one thing only, to save you from yourself and make sure you survive long enough for your edge to actually pay you. So I'll just leave you with this final question. Now that you've seen the blueprint, take a hard, honest look in the mirror. Is what you're doing right now a real business with a plan and rules, or are you still just placing bets and hoping for the best? The choice and the results are entirely up to you.